guys, it's Christina and welcome to Wednesday. It's Magazine Day and we are so excited because we have a very special guest with us today, the host of Double Dare, Marc Summers. Yay!
How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Hi, everybody.
And of course, Brody, looking
Of
fabulous.
course, Brody.
Of course.
Fabulous
There
as always. Welcome. We're so
Thank
excited
you.
to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. I got the request and I went, I have to do this. This will be fun.
Oh, good. Well, so we're going to talk all about Double Dare and the tour that's going on.
Sure.
And of course, you're going to help us break down what's going on in this week's issue of
Why
the
not?
magazine, because there's a lot.
There's
a
a
lot
lot.
to break down.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the latest in the college admissions scandal. We're going to talk about Beyonce having some new music. We're going to talk about the royal baby. We have a lot to get to.
Yeah, we do.
So, but before we get to all of that, we have to talk about you because you are on the road. Double
Yes.
Dare for everybody.
Yeah, we toured this show back in the 80s and 90s. We did 40 a year for 8 years. Double Dare came back after me driving Nickelodeon crazy. And
I thank you for that.
It's
because
my
I grew
pleasure.
up watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Liza Koshy and I are doing the show on TV. And we have new episodes coming up. April, we have a WWE Superstar Special Week.
Fun.
And a SpongeBob Week coming up in July. But I said, let's go back on the road. So I'm doing 70 dates. You can go to doubledarelivetour.com and find out where we're going. We'll be in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I think it's a Friday night. Then we go to Huntington, West Virginia, and then Louisville. And then from there we go to Texas. And we'll be throughout the country for the next, till the end of December.
That's
My last date's
amazing.
December 24th. So we're just having fun.
Yeah.
Moms and dads playing. All the moms and dads who grew up watching the show have kids the same age they were when the show was on. So we have a whole competition where the parents go against the kids, and the parents just go crazy because they want to
Yeah.
relive their childhood.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's fun.
So like the components from the old Double Dare there, like the pie slide, the nose, like all those things.
All right there.
Oh,
yeah.
incredible.
And we run an obstacle course, and if you can do 8 in 60 seconds or less, we give you $1,000. I mean, it's like we're not fooling around. We're having fun out there.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, it
Any
is.
craziness happen on tour yet?
It's just the parents, they'll push their kids, over a waterfall to get to do some of this stuff. But it's all been fun and just getting messy and sloppy and get rewarded for it. That was, I think, why the show was a hit. You're told, keep your room clean, do your homework, and now we were rewarding kids for sticking their hands up a nose and pulling out a flag.
Yeah.
So it's kind of reverse psychology, but it worked.
What was your favorite obstacle?
I would say we did one called the gumball machine, where you had to climb up and then go through.
Yes.
And for like 5 seconds, you didn't know where you were, and then you came out the bottom. And of course, Pickett seems to be the favorite. People want to take their pictures next to the giant nose. But it's all silly, and for some reason, it hit a particular generation.
Yeah.
And we're back doing it again.
Yeah, so you were very instrumental in getting it back on the air.
I kept driving Nickelodeon crazy
Yeah.
for 10 years, and then I read they were bringing back Blue's Clues, and I sent an email to the executives that said, am I getting the next phone call?
Was it in capital letters?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. And sure enough, we're back in the studio after no time, and we've done 60 new episodes so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's so much fun working with Liza.
Liza's the best. She is a comedic dynamo. I mean, her sense of humor and the way she executes. She started on Vine making faces.
Right.
And she's got a YouTube series that just got picked up. She's going to be directing some episodes, and she's just fun to be with.
Yeah, that's amazing.
What's the age range for people who want to compete?
Oh, on the live show?
You want to get back on?
No, I'm just curious. Asking for a friend.
On the live show, it's any age, but on the TV show, we try to keep it 10 to 13 years old for kids. So just 2 or 3 years old too old.
Okay. Christina, in 11 years, we're going to get that baby on
seriously.
the
We're going. And you have a lot of special guests, like you said. You have a lot of special weeks coming up.
We did. We had Jason Sudeikis was on with Tiffany Haddish,
Oh, nice.
which was a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's so funny.
Yeah.
A lot of we had a lot of folks from the WWE, which was hysterical. Those people know how to handle the kids, and they're just so good.
Yeah.
But the voice of SpongeBob was on. We did SpongeBob Week, and various celebrities to come on Christmas and Halloween. I'm not supposed to talk about it, they told me. But anyway, a lot of celebrities coming on. You have to watch.
And you just did the Kids' Choice Awards, right?
Kids' Choice Awards Week was great. People who were nominated were on the show, and that's such a gigantic event.
Right.
I remember when the first one happened, and people didn't know what it is, and now every parent in the world who has a kid, my phone starts ringing like 3-4 months before. Can you get me in? Can you get me in? So kids love it.
What's the most memorable thing that happened maybe behind the scenes, like back in the day?
Behind the scenes.
Any like family fights?
There was,
people?
when we started to give cars away, we did prime time on Fox, and I remember this one kid went to reach for the 8th flag and he missed it, and they missed the car, and the father was backstage, and he had the kid by the, hitting him against the wall, and he had to break him up. I needed that car, and the kids would just have fun and want to get missed, and the parents took it so serious sometimes. So that was one that was crazy. That didn't happen too much, but every now and then a parent would lose their mind.
Yes, and I'm sure you've put yourself through the obstacles.
Oh, here's the deal. I figure that if the kids and the families are going to experience it, I should know what it feels like. So I've done every obstacle and I've done every physical challenge.
Yeah. Which one are you the best at?
Cracking eggs on my head, doing 10 in under 30 seconds. I can do it pretty good.
Nice. And it's still just as much fun as day one.
It really is.
Yeah.
You know, I started the show, I was 34 years old. In November, I'm going to be 68. But I feel like I still have the energy. And I just think we put on a fun show. The comments have been fantastic. And as long as people want to come, we'll be out there doing it.
Yeah,
That's
I love
so
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Did your kids ever get involved?
Oh,
in
yeah,
it?
you know, they couldn't be on the show
Right,
at the
of course.
time.
Yeah.
But now my son is an exec producer at Food Network. He does Iron Chef. He's got a
Very
new series
cool.
coming out. He did Cutthroat Kitchen with Alton. And my daughter has a normal life. She teaches yoga in Los Angeles.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
She's in the best shape of any human I've ever met in my life.
Sure.
Oh, my God.
That's so exciting. And please remind everybody where they can go get tickets.
Go to DoubleDareLiveTour.com and you'll see the cities through, I think, October, November. But there's going to be another announcement coming on. We're going from December 1 to December 24. We're adding dates as well.
So much
Wow,
fun.
Yeah.
through the year. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Is it hard being on the road that long?
You know, it is. We're on
Yeah.
a bus and we go to a hotel. You know, I always say I've been married 45 years, but I've only been home for 14 of them, and that's kind of been my
Is that
life.
the secret? Is that the secret to the marriage?
I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. Because I've been on the road a lot traveling and doing my thing. I started off as a professional magician, believe it or not.
Wow.
And then I was a stand-up comic. And then Double Dare. When we started Double Dare, I was living in L.A., but we were shooting first in Philly, then New York, and then Orlando. So I've been gone a lot, but it's worked out.
Yeah. Jason is asking, was the fight with Burt Reynolds real?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
You know, for a million times, people thought it was set up. I'm not that good of an actor.
Right. So this was, just to set it up, this was on Jay Leno back in the day.
On Tonight Show, and for whatever reason, he didn't like me, you know, and Burt Reynolds got into a pie fight with me, threw water on me, all sorts of stuff. And everybody said, you know, it was set up, it was set up. I swear to God, I was shaking internally trying to figure out what the heck was going on.
Oh, no.
You know, and Jay calls me the next day, hey, what's going on? Why weren't you guys getting along? You know, it just worked out fine because people have remembered it.
Oh,
it was in
yeah.
1994 that happened.
Wow.
And every day somebody comes up to me and goes, was that real? What was going on? So look online, Marc Summers and Burt Reynolds, Tonight Show fight. You'll love it. It's all real. Trust me.
Did you ever talk to him after that?
I never talked to him ever
No.
again. I never had met him before. I was on Win, Lose, or Draw, a show of his that he was producing, and I was on that a lot. But no, I never saw him after that.
Oh my God, so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of craziness,
Yes.
we're going to get into this week's issue because we have a lot to break down. So let's start with this big college admissions scandal because things are looking pretty grim for Loughlin and Felicity Huffman because they were allegedly paying about $500,000 in bribes in exchange for getting her two daughters into USC. That's Lori. And while she gets the seriousness of the situation, Us Weekly has learned that she is in denial and doesn't believe she should have to spend any time in prison. But it looks like that's going to be a little unavoidable at this point.
Maybe unavoidable. Maybe for Felicity Huffman, we've heard that Felicity obviously allegedly paid much less to sort of alter the test results for her daughter, who actually got into college. But it's likely that the judge will be a little bit more lenient with her. But we'll see today. The charges are going to be explained to them in court, and then we might hear what their pleas are as well.
Yeah.
Do you know the term helicopter parent?
Sure
Yes.
do.
Okay, so those are the people who won't release their kids and basically are always telling them what to do and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The pressure, now keep in mind, my kids are, 38 and 36, okay? So, but I went through this, and you want your kids to get in the best school possible. And I remember we had like a relative twice removed on my mother's side who taught at NYU, and my daughter wanted to go there. And I remember calling her up and saying, you don't know me, but, and she went, hey, nothing I can do,
Yeah.
good luck.
Right.
But the stress that these kids have to go through, filling out applications, and SATs were a big thing when I was going to school. I don't think they are so much anymore.
Not as much,
But can you imagine spending $500?
No, that's a lot of
And
money.
what does that do for your kid?
Right.
I mean, it sort of sets a bad example
Don't
for
you
them,
think?
to say the
Yeah,
least.
of course.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we heard that her children are devastated over all of this.
Yes, we've heard that from
Rightfully
sources,
so.
and we heard from sources that before this, Lori and her 2 daughters were like best friends more than they were.
Not now.
mother.
Not now, yeah.
Not so much now, because as obviously we've seen that the endorsement deals that Olivia Jade had have been taken away, and
For like
things-
Sephora, I think it was?
Yeah, she had
Yes.
Sephora and some other ones, and so things have very much changed. But I think people are very curious, so we'll see what happens for Olivia Jade after this.
Yeah, and Lori has, I mean, both of them have really had no problems ever in the media. They've, you know,
Right.
had like squeaky clean images. So this
Especially
is
Lori, she was on
Full House.
Hallmark.
Yeah, and
And
Hallmark, yeah.
like the queen of Hallmark, or
Yeah.
the Duchess
Right.
of
No more.
Hallmark. Maybe
No
not quite the
more,
queen.
yeah, yeah. And her husband was in on this as well, so he might face jail time too. And he's a big
Yeah.
fashion designer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no William H. Macy in court today with
No,
Felicity.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Have we heard how things are going between
Well,
them?
we'd heard from sources that this obviously put a little strain on their marriage, and there had
Mm-hmm.
been some fighting. It's been interesting because Felicity is the one who's indicted here, not William H. Macy. He's mentioned in some of the court papers, but he does not have charges in front of him for now. But he is not in court with Felicity.
You take this one.
Yeah. Bye-bye. I do not want to be tapped going into the courtroom. It's all you, babe.
No. Yeah,
Can't be
but
good.
definitely not a good situation.
No.
And it'll be interesting because the girls are still enrolled at USC as of right now.
They're
But can
not-
you imagine
yeah.
going around the campus?
No.
Wow.
People, I mean, lots of booing probably.
I'm
Or people
sure.
trying to take
And-
pictures too.
And I mean, it affects their future too, because like no matter what college they go to
Oh,
now,
yeah.
they're just gonna get ridiculed.
Yeah, if they send in a
and-
resume and someone's like, "Oh, let me guess, what college did you go to?"
Yeah.
Hold on,
Right.
oh, the USC for 2
Oh,
semesters.
you're not on the crew team anymore.
No, just
A lot of
invite
people are
someone.
going to lose their jobs
Oh,
on this.
100%.
for
Yeah,
sure.
well, that's another thing too. You don't realize how many people internally at the schools are probably in on this as well.
Right.
Yeah, because
You want the best
They
for
know.
your kids,
Yeah.
but you got to remember, this is not the way, everybody gets a trophy kind of situation.
100%,
That's
yeah.
what this is all about, I think, You're in 6th place and you get a trophy.
right,
Just
Yeah.
doesn't work like that.
No,
it
it
wasn't
doesn't.
like that when
No.
we were growing up. I didn't get a
No,
trophy for just
sure
showing up.
wasn't.
No. But so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And like we said, they are currently in court right now. So as the story develops, we will keep you updated.
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. Sorry. Let's move on to Beyonce. This is a little bit happier of a story. She is getting ready to reclaim her musical crown, and while she doesn't have a new full album set, she's definitely working on a couple of new tracks on a deluxe album filled with old songs. This makes me very excited because she hasn't had an album out since 2016,
Which is insane.
which is insane and
wrong, actually. It's
wrong. Are you a big Beyonce fan?
Well, who isn't?
Yes.
Number one. I was doing the warm-ups on a show called Star Search when she was on that.
Oh,
trying to-
really?
yes.
And they lost.
They
on
lost.
Star Search. Yes, this is like legendary Destiny's Child. They weren't even Destiny's Child. It was before that. when
Right,
Beyonce was
before that.
A different
Yeah.
group.
But when I was doing the warm-ups, Sinbad was on the show, Rosie O'Donnell, and the future Beyonce.
That's crazy.
So it's fascinating to see who came out of that, and sometimes it was better to lose.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the guy by the name of Sam Harris won the singing thing, and Sam's a brilliant performer and still is. But the notoriety that he got from winning was less than the people who came in second, third.
Yeah.
I think it worked that way on Idol as well.
It
to a
sure
certain
did.
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah,
It
Justin
sure did.
Timberlake didn't win on Star Search.
Yeah, he did all right, didn't he?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Very excited. That's so cool.
Yeah, but this is really exciting to hear news about Beyonce. She's been making a public appearance again a little bit. Last week she was honored at the GLAAD Awards with Jay-Z. But we've also heard that there should be a Netflix special coming this summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, per another source we heard it'll be a Netflix special. It'll have our 2018 Coachella performance with new stuff sort of peppered in there, which
I
is
like that.
also quite exciting.
I always wonder how people write songs. Have you ever? How do you
I
write
wish,
words?
so
I wish we knew the answer
I
to that because
know.
we would be making some big
We
bucks.
really- yeah, seriously.
It's the hardest thing to do in the
It
world.
really has to be.
Yeah.
But that's why they get paid the big bucks,
Yeah,
I guess.
absolutely.
All right, let's talk about the royal baby. I can't believe that we are just a few weeks away.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
We've been
Why does anybody care?
Everyone's obsessed.
everybody
Everyone's
is
obsessed. Royal
obsessed.
baby fever that we do not currently are not afflicted with, but
No.
plenty of people are.
But despite reports that the Duchess of Sussex and Prince Harry would welcome their firstborn in the same private suite where Duchess Kate gave birth, a source tells us that she will most likely give birth outside of London. So this
Gosh, I hope so.
this
Yeah.
continues to prove that Meghan is breaking all the royal baby
She
rules.
sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've also heard from Dickie Arbiter, who's a royal expert. He said that we can expect Harry will go on some sort of paternity leave, which is non-traditional. But
What does he do for a living?
He's a royal, hello, first and foremost.
He makes
some
appearances.
involvement with like the military and some
just
aspect.
charities.
You have no idea.
You know, he has some hobbies as well. He doesn't need to do anything.
I
He's
know.
a
He
friend.
just shows up.
So is the baby going to be a ginger?
I don't know.
TBD.
Yeah.
TBD. Yeah, they've been pretty mum about any details. We know that they know the gender. They initially said they weren't going to find that out. We know that they know the gender. It almost came out when Meghan had that baby shower here in New York, but there will be a lot of surprises.
Can you imagine living that life, though?
I sure can.
You want to be a queen?
Yeah, definitely. I want to be the queen, not the queen.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Oh, I sure can.
It is so crazy to think, though, like this time last year we were getting ready for the royal wedding.
Right. Yep.
Now we have the baby, but like how much her life has changed in just the
my
past 2 years.
When she was formerly the Suits actress,
Right.
Meghan Markle.
Think about that.
blogger.
Yeah.
And she held a case on.
Deal or No
Yes,
Deal.
Deal or
Yeah,
No
she
Deal.
sure did.
Yes,
Yeah.
how far she's come.
Oh my goodness. But
Yeah.
getting along in that environment must be, because the rules are insane.
They
Yeah.
really are.
It's very
But you
strict.
can't- Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
you can't eat garlic, and I saw
Right.
the silly
Yes.
things that you
Yeah.
You're
can't
correct.
touch, you can't eat. It's
Yeah,
like,
you
oh my
can only
God.
have new nail polish on, which she's broken those
You have to wear
rules.
stockings or something.
Yes.
You have to wait. Doesn't the queen have to
Really?
finish
Yeah.
dinner? Yes, it's really strict
It's
and very
really
old school. If you're annoyed, you can't get on Twitter and fire off some angry tweet
Right.
and be like, you know what, you're trash. Like it's really.
Oh gosh, I wish Trump was a royal then.
Seriously. Well, they did just join Instagram, which
They
is
did,
a big deal.
which was surprising.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
You can
yeah.
follow them
Yesterday, you're not
at
that late.
Right.
Don't
Oh.
worry, yeah.
And what is it?
It's going to show all like behind the scenes of their
But what's her
events.
handle?
Oh, it was at Sussex Royal
It's
or
some-
at
yeah.
Royal Sussex, either one of those.
Something
Okay.
like that. But it's
Yeah.
behind the scenes. It's like still very milk toast.
Oh, yeah.
like nothing like. Wow, that's pretty. Like she's
Shocking.
not going to be like a nude baby bump like
Right.
with Meghan Markle or Harry like just woke up his hair. Like it's not going to be like
God,
that.
I wish.
I wish
though.
too.
That would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's
Just
some
see-
feedback for them, so maybe they can take that to heart.
So we've put in our opinions. Do you think it's going to be a boy or a girl?
It's going to be a boy or a girl. There's no question about it.
Oh,
That's,
wow, way to
I'll
really-
go for boy.
Oh,
Boy?
Okay.
Go for boy.
What did we say?
I don't remember now. I think I said
I'm actually now
girl.
saying girl, strong
Okay.
girl.
Girl?
Strong
Yeah.
girl. I'm always wrong, so we'll see.
I'm sure it will be a gorgeous baby.
I'm
That-
sure it
yes.
will be.
Better be a gorgeous.
Embarrassing.
Send it back.
We don't want this. All right, so moving on to Wendy Williams. This
Oh,
is
yeah.
sad. We are hearing that her and her husband, Kevin Hunter, may be headed for a split after 22 years of marriage.
Big surprise.
I know.
Yeah.
A source tells us that she begged him to stay with her, and it's been a long, sad, and vicious cycle. That it has been. She's been through the ringer the past few months, actually.
I mean,
Yeah.
you can go back further than that
Yeah.
when she fainted when she was
Right.
dressed as Lady Liberty on the show, and people were very concerned for her health. But in the last couple of months, she removed herself from TV. Now she said she's been living in a sober house, and then reportedly her husband had a baby with someone else, and she gave birth recently. And
Why
then,
would you stay with that man?
Oh no, that's what I
mean,
don't get.
As a
because
woman.
I would never.
right?
No, it's just so disrespectful, and it's hard for her too because on her show, you know, she's all about hot topics and talking about the latest celebrity gossip, and she is the celebrity gossip now, and it's kind of awkward at
Very
times that
weird.
she's not really addressing anything.
Right.
But it's also her private life, so she shouldn't be forced
but
to.
she really digs into celebrities' private lives
Yeah.
and expects them to be candid. So why shouldn't she, in turn,
Right.
be candid? So
Did you hear that whole Howard Stern thing back and forth? Do you know about that?
which?
Ooh.
Which?
Where he did a half-hour tirade on her after
Oh.
she said certain things about
Oh,
him.
really? Yeah.
I'm
It
not
was
surprised.
intense.
Yeah.
Was
well,
it?
Yeah.
I have to go back and listen.
You go back and listen to
I
that. Howard
will.
is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And he
No,
will serve
totally.
it to you too.
Oh,
he,
my.
he will take the gloves off. He doesn't
Oh,
care.
100%.
Yeah, he's the best interviewer in the business, Howard
Oh,
Stern by
Yeah,
far.
he's
Totally,
phenomenal.
yes.
We won't take that personally, but fine.
No, I'm sitting here. Come on, man. I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
Howard
He
Stern
is.
is
No,
amazing.
he's
He really
phenomenal.
is.
He's
But
great.
it's so sad because she admitted that she's living in a sober house,
Yeah.
and you know, then we heard that she relapsed a little bit. It's just
Yeah.
you know, there's just a lot going on there, and you know, you hope for the best, and she's dealing with her Graves' disease and things like that.
Yeah.
So lots on her plate.
It
Yeah.
seems like it'll be a difficult path out, but hopefully there's a
Right.
path out for her.
Yeah,
She ought to be on Maury.
she should. She
should
should.
be on Maury.
Yes.
Or Dr.
Yeah.
Phil.
Right, or Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Phil, yeah.
This dog don't hunt. There you go.
But she was. The show was dark this week, so we haven't heard any updates
Yeah,
from
it was
her.
a planned
so.
hiatus.
Yeah.
So they say.
So
Yeah.
they say. But yes, they're on break and they'll be back next week.
Yes, yeah. Anne is saying, why would you stay with somebody if they disrespect you? I don't know, Anne. I don't know.
Don't get it.
A lot
Don't
of people
get it.
do.
A lot of people do. But hopefully she doesn't. She deserves better than that.
Heck yes.
All right, Brody, what else is in this week's issue?
There's so much in here. We actually have a really phenomenal 25 Things You Don't Know About Me with Tony Robbins.
Ooh.
Who I did not know a lot about him. It's really great. It's at the back of the magazine. There are a lot of incredible pictures in here. We've got some tips for spring cleaning. It's a great busy week.
What'd you learn about Tony Robbins that you didn't know?
He has this condition that
Called being very rich?
Well, being very rich.
Yeah,
He's also
seriously.
a giant, basically. He's 6'8", but
Oh,
it's because
really?
he has like a very active, I don't want to misrepresent it, but he has like a very active thyroid, I believe
Is
it
that it?
was. Yeah, and it's made him so tall. It was phenomenal. Oh, he's 6'7" now, but I was only 5'1" in high school.
Come
I
on.
joke that it's personal
What?
growth, but the truth is I have acromegaly.
Never heard of that.
Acromegaly. Okay, I'm not a doctor. But
And you
yeah.
don't play one on TV
No,
either.
not anymore.
No.
They fired me along with Lori Loughlin. But no, and he's got a shoe size of 16. But there's a lot of
Wow.
great stuff in here.
Jeez.
It's a really fun week, and I thought our this story with the college scandal was really
Yeah,
interesting.
it is. Very,
And
very
great Hollywood moms interviews. Malin Ackerman opened up about being a mom. Mila Jovovich. There's a lot of fun stuff in here.
Lots of fun stuff.
Yep.
Yes, so pick up the latest issue of Us Weekly. It's on newsstands right now. Mark, thank you so much for coming by. This
Thank
was
you.
so much
Good to see
fun.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so
And
much.
please
Thank
remind
you.
everybody
Thank
again
you.
where they can get tickets.
DoubleDareLiveTour.com. Come and see us. We pick a lot of people out of the audience, and I guarantee you'll have fun.
Nice. And new episodes airing.
New episodes airing. Next one, April 22nd, WWE Superstar Week. Lots of fun.
So fun. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye guys.
Bye bye.